Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry I've been away. I've been traveling and doing school. Today I'm going to try to focus on getting the metal part up and down from under the underbelly, which means I have to take out the tanks, the gray water, black water, all the white tanks, all the tanks. I have to take them off, undo them, and then undo all the piping underneath, and then I can get the metal hopefully off. Let's get to it. Alright, so now we're under the camper, and this is the black water tank. And as far as I can tell, there is only this side that is bolted. And I think the other side, ooh, sorry, that's not going to focus very well. The other side is also bolted. So I'm just going to undo this whole beam that goes across here and drop the tank down. And then work on this tank. And I believe this one is the gray water tank because it is also funneling to the output. Let's do it. Alright, so now the bolts are off on both sides. And I am just documenting what goes where here. It looks like this is a black wire at the bottom, yellow or white, red at the top, and a brown. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires attached to one of these tanks. And obviously that's for measuring the level of the tank. So I'm just documenting this to make sure that I get it right when I put it back. Next, I am going to take off, both sides are already off, so I'm just going to push this out and the tank should just kind of slide out and fall to the ground. I think I'm going to put something underneath just so it doesn't really fall hard, you know. But we'll see. Well, that was super anticlimactic. I took the railing off, expecting for the tank to just kind of drop down or fall down, and it is not budging anywhere. So I need to figure out what else is holding the tank up, and I have no idea. I think what I'm gonna do next is go on the inside here. And I already took off the toilet, obviously, but I didn't take out this grommet. And I think in order just to get a better view from this side, I'm going to take out the toilet grommet. Alright, so I stopped working on the black tank back here, and now I'm up front at the, I think this is a clean water tank. And I just dropped down the bracket, but now I can't figure out how the tank is still being held up there. I think these brackets, are now loose, but I don't know exactly what's holding them. So I'm going to get a mallet and kind of start working on it. I want to document some of this though. So this is, I don't know, some spigot, I guess. Hope y'all can see that. Freshwater spigot. And on the other side, I'll show you. Got a nice fire going. So there's a wire that comes up, and it's this big long one. But I'll show you that from the other side. Right there, and that goes to the tank right there. So time to take out the bracket. This is a protective metal on top of the freshwater tank, so I gotta take the metal part off first, and then underneath that is actually, or above that I guess, because not underneath, above that is actually the freshwater tank. So wish me luck. Alright, so I got down the pieces. This one, oh, else is hooked on to, I think that's the propane line. So I just left it hanging. The other one dropped down like all the way. And now I'm going to try to get off the metal protectant. What's actually underneath here, I checked on the other side a little bit. Underneath the metal protectant here is insulation, and then in between the insulation and this is the water tank. So, time to take this off. You can see it's already dropped down a little bit on the other side. And then hopefully we'll be able to see the water tank. Alright, mission success. So this is the protectant, and then that is the tank. Some styrofoam up on the edge there. So they really try to insulate this pretty good. Next is taking this out of the way, and then figuring out, because I see a bolt here too, figuring out how to get the tank down. And then we'll go from there. There's another bolt over there. Try to clear out some of this insulation so I can see better. Then hopefully this will come all the way down. We'll see. The other side, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Nope, not a chance. There's electrical that went through this in a grommet and then to the water tank, obviously for the sensors and stuff. And then this, I don't know what this is. I think this is to drain it, because the intake was right there, or right here. I think it was right there though. So, it's convenient. Alright, so this is what was underneath the water tank. And the crazy thing is that this is just plywood. And someone like wrapped metal around it. Let's see if I can show you. So someone wrapped metal around the plywood, but now the plywood is all rusted and stuff. So I think I'm just going to trash all of this. But let's see this side. So you can tell it's just super dark. And I think I'm just going to toss the whole thing. But now it's time to work on the water heater. Or not the water heater, sorry, the water tank. Try to get it down. Alright guys, mission success. Water tank is down. I'll take a look at all these wires. It's all over the place. I mean, there's just so much. But we got it down. Wasn't that bad. The only thing that I did to get this down was there's this beam right here running all the way, and this slides in because that beam over there is fixed, so that part slides in and then it fits here, and then this was already loose, and there was no bolt on that side actually, so I just hit this beam as far out as it goes, and then the tank just dropped. So hopefully I can get this out now. But that's the only thing I did. Now I'm about to, I'll show you what it looks like from the top side, because you can see there's an input here with all the wires. So that is what is attached to the water tank, but from the inside of the camper. So, time to take that out and label it and store it.
Give me something, something good. I get wasted on the thought of you.
I'm going to just attach this bad boy so that I can take it out easier, because right now it's getting caught from inside. Alright, so this is the gray water tank. It's connected obviously to the black water and then to the end. So I took off all of the attachments that I could, and it is loose, but for some reason this driver's side back corner won't come off, like drop down. And either it's because of this pipe, or it is because it's attached there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disattach it right at that middle, and hopefully that'll unhook and I can drop it through the hole that way. We'll
Head is spinning, I can't move.
Alright, so going from the top didn't work, so I'm going to cut this pipe now with a grinder I have. I don't know what the correct way is to cut this pipe. I'm obviously not going to be reusing it, so I think it's okay, but we will see how this goes.
Smoky eyes in a groove. No, I can't get you out of my mind. You're still with me all the time. Oh, how long will I have to wait? How long have we been too late? Now I wish that we never met, so that I don't have to try to forget you.
Alright, so I figured out that it's not this that's stopping it. It is this. So this used to be where the sink was. Whew. Or that used to be. I think this one though. So this is definitely what's stopping it. Oh yeah, you can just lift it up. So more cutting, because I need to at least cut it off right there, or I need to make this hole bigger. That might be a better idea, because this floor is garbage anyways, obviously. I mean, look at that. So I don't know, I still think this would be better. Maybe I'll take the jigsaw and woo! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so the reason the black water wasn't coming down is because this top was so rusted on to this one that I couldn't get it on. But with a little bit of hammering, we got it. Ugh. Look at that. And this side. Whew. Alright, and just like that, I've got all three of my tanks out from underneath the camper. The reason I needed to take the tanks off is because underneath my camper is actually a metal cover instead of plywood or the black rubbery stuff. I don't know what it's called, I'm sorry. So in order to take the flooring out and to get to the trailer base, I have to take the under metal piece off. And in order to do that, I have to take my tanks off. Plus, I think I'm going to be repositioning my tanks because my floor plan is completely different than what I started with. So I think I'm going to actually have to weld and cut and figure out some brackets for my future placement of my tanks. That took a long time to get these out. I was sadly surprised. A lot of the reason it was so difficult is because each one of the brackets had a nut and a bolt piece. And so when I started, of course, it was just spinning. And to get the pliers or the crescent wrench in there, I had to awkwardly navigate, and I don't have a, not a dolly, but the thing that you roll on underneath cars. Anyways, if I had one of those, I feel like it'd be a lot easier. But it was a lot of like trying to scoop myself into the right position and trying to fix where to put my hands to try it. It was just so difficult. But I got them out and I'm happy with it. So many wires because each one has a level and it's supposed to tell the computer. So I think I'll probably end up keeping the tanks. I don't see, like, they don't have holes in them or anything. So I think I'm going to keep them. I obviously am going to clean them very well and then go from there, I guess. Thanks for joining.